For me, when I hear the word pleasure, the first thing that comes to my mind is always sexual for some
Okay. And
reason.
and I really feel that in a longer run, all of us just want to build a commune.
In the
Humans,
longer term,
in a
yes.
longer run, everybody feels secure in a community. Why community as a thing comes into the play in a longer run? Because people feel secured over there. People do not have to spend too much time in explaining them because generally people understand them already.
Or not being feared of being judged.
Exactly. So that is
By
how.
the way, you didn't ask me what my pleasure is that I'm pursuing right now.
Ah, sorry. I was assuming that it's sexual or romantic
It is
pleasure.
not actually. It is not. I wish it
Because,
was, but it is not.
but yeah, okay. What is your current pleasure?
My current pleasure is driving actually,
Driving.
and the consequences I'm getting a lot of long salic bills right now.
Uh,
I'm paying a lot for it.
Sadly, in order to achieve something big in anything, you have to be mad about that. But again, that is where the line comes to the play. If a person is mad about his work, it is like wow, amazing. This Elon Musk, amazing person. He's mad about his work, keeps on working. But on the other side, a person is mad about drugs. You know what? He's not good for society. Because that is where the larger sense of societal duty of an individual comes into the play. If you as an individual are contributing more to the society, your addiction is good. If your addiction is not good for society in the longer run, maybe you're not a good person. That is where the support of society comes into the play. See, at the end of the day, he's the richest person on the world. Whatever he says becomes a philosophy. That's that's the thing. That is our philosophy. That's how people praise people. That is how people.
You know, right? Shah Rukh Khan also said,
Yeah,
"कि
yeah, like
गुर्बत में creativity नहीं होती.
exactly. Be a
Become rich
big
first
and
and
then
then
become
become a
philosopher.
philosopher."
Hi, so if you're new to this channel and if you don't know what exactly are we gonna do, so here you can see there are a lot of cards. And in each card we have some prompt. And each prompt can say anything. It can be like, are humans unique in universe? Or is art timeless or context specific? So there are these open-ended and opinion-based things that we'll talk about. And I'll just give these cards to the person who is with me. They will choose a card and we'll talk about that. What your job is to just talk about the opinions in the comment section and also talk about the opinions of ours that we'll discuss in this particular thing. So that's all. Now you can start with the game. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Deep Philosophy Group. And today we have yet another new guest who will be talking to us about the weird topics that we have. So, now before starting anything, I would like to introduce my new guest. Can you please introduce yourself with your name?
You want my real name or my
Your
philosopher name?
obviously philosopher name,
My name is Patlu.
Patlu.
It's an ironical take on my body type and on the famous Greek philosopher Plato,
Yes.
because Plato, Patlu.
Amazing. Nice. So that's a great introduction. You would know me already. I am Friedrich Nietzsche, the Nietzsche who is chill. So the person without any nihilism or chill nihilism, I would say. So yeah, that is who I am. Let's just start with it. You can choose one of the cards. As I always say, we believe in free will.
Sure. Out of the three options, I have to choose one.
Exactly.
Free will.
Okay, so the topic for today is, can we pursue pleasure without understanding its
Its consequences.
consequences?
My God.
Okay. So how we generally go is we pick up some keywords and try to just define it so that we are on the same page when we are discussing about any of the things. So let's say pleasure. According to you, what is pleasure?
For me, when I hear the word pleasure, the first thing that comes to my mind is always sexual for some
Okay.
reason. Maybe it's a human tendency, Plato Patlu,
Okay.
I don't know. But always, whenever I think about the word pleasure, it's always something compared to sexual innuendo. It can be getting in a relationship or getting in a complicated situationship, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, if you ask me, can we pursue pleasure without understanding its consequences? From that perspective, I would say yes. Sometimes we tend to fall into the trap of pleasure
Mm-hmm.
because we think that we need it in our life,
Mm-hmm.
so we pursue it without understanding what it might cause us, what harm it might cause us in the future. It can be mental, it can be philosophical, it can be anything related to your own self, which can truly not be beneficial for you in the long term. But when it comes to pleasure, pleasure is never, I feel, um, you know, uh, whenever you think about pleasure, it's never long term.
Hmm.
It's always about the short term gain,
Hmm.
or what makes you happy now,
Hmm.
in this moment, right now, at this time. So yeah, I think I will agree with this point, where where we can pursue pleasure without understanding its consequences in the current time.
But
And
what according to you consequences are?
so again, as I said, that for me, pleasure is all about, for when I hear this word pleasure, it's sexual. So let's say if I meet someone who I have romantic feelings for, but I know it's not going to be long term, but because I might have a short term gain through it, where I pursue my pleasure through that relationship, I might get into it without knowing that how it will affect me in the long term. Because when you get into, let's say, a complicated romantic relationship, it really fucks up. Because what happens is, when you're in a complicated relationship, both the partners are not on the same level.
Hmm.
They expect something from you, you expect something from them.
Hmm.
You might get a few things in common with each other, but when you start realizing that what you want is not what they can provide you,
Hmm.
it really starts, can I swear?
Obviously you can. We'll
Oh,
edit it out.
okay. So it really starts with you, it really starts messing with you. For instance, let's say if I get into a relationship with a girl,
Hmm.
because I am heterosexual, because if in a relationship with a girl, and for now we both are in a situationship where I expect it to convert into a long term relationship,
Hmm.
and she expects that it will stay as it is, and then maybe she'll move on to someone else.
Hmm.
That is where the gap comes, and that is where you have to deal with the consequences, where mentally you will not be in the same place if that relationship does not work out for you.
Got
Because
it.
for you, you will be like, everything was going well, then why does she not want to be with me?
Hmm.
Why, what is it that I lack in me, that she does not want to stay in this situation, and or does not want to take it long term? So yes, it does play with you in the long term.
Got it. Got it. So when you were discussing about pleasure, it was only the sexual thing that you were talking about.
Yeah, it was purely on the basis of sexual feelings, or
Hmm.
in terms of romantic feelings,
Got,
nothing apart from that.
got it. Got it.
I want to know your perspective on this,
Yeah, yeah,
actually.
exactly. So first of all, like if I have to define pleasure, pleasure, I would keep a little bit more open definition of pleasure. I would say that pleasure is anything which kind of gives you an internal happiness. I'm just not saying happiness, internal happiness. I often talk about this with ChatGPT that okay, so this is what I'm doing. I kind of use ChatGPT nowadays to uh, set my routine. Okay, so these are the things that I want to work on, and these are the things that I feel will align with my longer run goals and all. So it keeps on asking me that out of all the tasks that you did, which one did give you the biggest pleasure? And I am now able to understand why the ChatGPT says that pleasure, why they use pleasure, because they just want to know what is something that is keeping me happy from inside. Because some tasks that you do which gives you pleasure are more sustainable for you. For me, that is writing. I love to write. Every day I am giving almost 1 hour to writing, and random things. I'm like, for now, I'm not even thinking too much before writing. I just let things out from my head. So writing kind of gives me the pleasure.
Hmm.
So that would be my definition of pleasure without understanding its consequences.
But then I also want to understand from you.
Mhm.
You mentioned that you really enjoy writing, and pursuing writing is what gives you pleasure.
Hmm.
But then, according to you, what will be the long-term consequences of involving or delving yourself into writing?
So I don't think, okay, so that is where defining consequences also comes into the play. What exactly consequences are? I don't know. Generally, people kind of denote consequences as a negative term. I would kind of see it as a outcome. Now, that is where I would like to differentiate that consequence is not only a negative thing, it can be just an outcome. What I see writing as a like outcome of it in a longer run would be maybe I'm just able to connect more with the people who kind of resonate with my writing. I grew up reading amazing people. I grew up reading them and I'm like, I just want to meet them. I just want to hug them. Simply like, what fucking amazing piece you have written. I just hope that you were in front of me and I could just talk to you and understand like why did you write it? Why did you think about all that? I just feel like if someday I can communicate my things to other person, and maybe somebody somewhere in the world reads my stuff and feels like, wow, this person is amazing, I just want to meet them. So maybe for me the consequence or outcome of this will be that I will be able to connect with more people who have kind of who resonate with my thinking. And I really feel that in a longer run all of us just want to build a commune.
In the
Humans
longer term,
in a
yes.
longer run everybody feels secure in a community. Why community as a thing comes into the play in a longer run? Because people feel secured over there. People do not have to spend too much time in explaining them, because generally people understand them already.
Or not being feared of being judged.
Exactly. So that is how the structure of community is built. In the past, in the history, community was built in a different way, maybe based on religions, based on age groups, based on caste in India also. So that is also one thing. Even today, that is one very big differentiating factor in terms of community.
Yeah.
But like in new generation, I guess communities will be defined in a different way. Like, what do you work at? What is your profession currently?
So I'm into event sales.
Events. Okay, so you would experience that the people who work in events, you align more with their ideology. So maybe you would try to build a community or commune of the people who maybe are in similar field.
Professionally, yes. Like,
Professionally,
yeah,
yes, but
to
maybe on
discuss
a personal
professional
and
problems, then yes.
exactly for the personal end, maybe you would have a certain commune. Maybe this philosophy thing is one of your commune.
Exactly.
So,
100%.
again, coming back to the topic, that can we pursue pleasure without understanding its consequences? This is more of a deeper thing that
But see, again, what I feel is, in terms of this question, uh, pursue pleasure without understanding its consequences. For now, when I think about this from your perspective, what I feel is that you are pursuing a pleasure, but you're assuming what your consequences will be. You have
yeah,
not
yeah,
met your consequences yet.
yeah,
That
obviously.
you are pursuing through your pleasure.
Not to a huge extent. Like even now, like even though I'm on a very initial stage of maybe posting my stuff online, I tend to feel that the people who kind of understand my writing leave a comment. They like it. They reach out to me on my DMs. So I won't say that it is at a higher scale, but yeah, it is kind of starting. Apart from all that, getting back to the topic, can we pursue pleasure without understanding its consequences? Again, answering my thing, um, I feel like sometimes when you really feel that it is something which is giving you pleasure, thinking about consequences also becomes a little insignificant. It kind of is a thing that you're enjoying the path more than the destiny. Safar khoobsurat hai manzil se bhi kind of thing. So can you pursue pleasure without understanding consequences? Yes, obviously you can. Let's say that the topic that you talked about, maybe loving someone, the sexual pleasure kind of thing. In the
Sexual slash romantic, yeah.
exactly that thing. So let's say if you keep on thinking a lot that what will happen after this, will this thing even turn up to something or not, you will not enjoy the moment. And it is possible that the moment was more worthy than the consequence of it.
But then let's take something a bit more dark and dire. Like, I know a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
personally
Mm-hmm.
who are really have, because they are very lonely in life. They've gotten into this thing of watching pornography
Mm-hmm.
and indulging themselves into masturbation
Mm-hmm.
and all these things. For now, because they are lonely,
Mm-hmm.
they dwell into pornography and then they get their dose of dopamine. But then what they're not understanding is, if they keep on doing this, pursuing this more and more, they are going to affect their own sex life. Again, I'm jumping back to sex for some reason,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. But then they are affecting their own sex life without
Yeah.
understanding the consequences. They are dwelling more and more into this short-term release of stress.
Fair, fair. This is a very good topic that you have raised. That any kind of addiction, any kind of I would like to use the word addiction over here. Um, Now, you know what? There's one more thing, which comes down to what is considered as good from the societal point of view, also. Any kind of addiction, be it addiction with your art, be it addiction with your sexual thing, be addiction to your romantic life. Leila Majnu and all of these people, they were addicted
Or
to
any
love.
substance, or any
Any
substance.
substance also. Largely from a societal point of view, you will always see that people look down upon those people who are not able to control their
Urges.
urges. No, this is where a very interesting, I don't know how to define that. There are many philosophers who have spoken about it. There are many philosophers who say, do not control your urges. There are many philosophers who have said, uh, control your urges. If you cannot control your urges, you are not a disciplined person. All of that. Everybody has a different school of thought on that. What I think is that, sadly, in order to achieve something big in anything, you have to be mad about that. But again, that is where the line comes to the play. If a person is mad about his work, everybody is like, wow, 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 amazing. This Elon Musk, amazing person. He's mad about his work, keeps on working. But on the other side, a person is mad about drugs. You know what? He's not good for society, because that is where the larger sense of societal duty of an individual comes into the play. If you as an individual are contributing more to the society, your addiction is good. If your addiction is not good for society in the longer run, maybe you're not a good person. That is where the support of society comes into the play. No, on a very objective level, am I saying that if anybody is, let's say, addicted to porn or addicted to drugs, that's a good thing? No, but I'm just letting the world know that why addiction to drugs, addiction to these things is considered bad in terms of society. Because when you get addicted to these things, you are then not
Contributing.
contributing to the society. You are not utilitarian. That's one of the sad parts. Like, in the larger sense, you will see that the societal acceptance towards anything is only and only given to a person when they're contributing to the society in a utilitarian terms.
Mhm.
So that is how I would like to
By the way,
articulate
I
that.
love the fact that out of all the people that you could reference, you took an example of Elon Musk.
Yeah, I mean, like, people consider him to be a mad person. But since his madness towards his work is kind of giving out more utilitarian output to the world, people are kind of celebrating
There
him.
is also a madness towards thinking as well, what I've realized.
Yeah, yeah, true. But that's also another thing.
Maybe
Huh?
because he sees a lot of truth, or maybe he doesn't want to see the truth entirely.
See, at the end of the day, he's the richest person on the world. Whatever he says becomes a philosophy. That's that's the thing. That is our philosophy. That's how people praise people. That is how people.
You know, right? Shah Rukh Khan also said,
Yeah,
कि
yeah, like,
गुर्बत में creativity नहीं होती.
exactly, be a
Become rich
big
first
and
and
then
then
become
become a
philosopher.
philosopher.
True, true. That is also true, because see, largely that is what comes down to: does societal acceptance matter to you or not? That is where societal acceptance becomes a consequence. Let's say there is a pleasure that you want to indulge in. It can be any kind of pleasure. It can be pleasure through work, pleasure through writing, pleasure through sexual indulgence, through drugs. But the consequence of it is considered negative or positive based on if your addiction towards this thing, your pleasure, will give out utilitarian output or not. If it does, then it's a good thing. If it does not, it's a bad thing. Sadly, that's from the societal point of view. I'm just trying to deconstruct the way society is seen, or how society sees the world. I'm not saying if anything is right or wrong. I cannot say that. I don't know anything. One thing I know for certain is that I know nothing. Socrates said that.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to deconstruct things.
I think the best way to conclude this is by mentioning what our pleasure is currently, and then obviously you mentioned that your pleasure is right now writing prose, small poems, and these things.
Yeah, yeah. But my final output, or my father final conclusion, if I had to do this, is, can we pursue pleasure without understanding its consequences? We can. Obviously, we can. Should we?
Depends on the pleasure as well.
And the
Again, given the
consequence.
societal factor,
Exactly. That is where the thing comes down to the play. Is consequence a utilitarian thing for societal
is it
point of
good
view?
for the society or not good for the society?
Exactly. Exactly. A person is mad about his family, protecting their family. Society, like, wow, amazing person, man, provider,
I want to
amazing
be
person.
like him.
Exactly. But at the same time, let's say he's mad about his own individualism.
Only thinking about himself.
Exactly, because when you are not forming a family, when you are not reproducing, you are not contributing to society at large. So you see, that is how the consequences are defined. That is how societal validation comes into the play.
True.
You clear a very big competitive exam. What amazing person! He was mad about his studies. Let's say you are mad about guitar and you could not earn through guitar. He was
But still, you gave your all. without knowing that you are actually the consequences that you are not that well established right now, and monetarily at least,
Yes,
because
yes.
you pursued guitar so much that you know nothing but guitar right now.
But at the same time, you would see like if a person is not able to clear a competitive exam and spend his 5 years, the world would call him a mad person.
So,
So you understand the consequence, how societal validation works on the consequence. It's something that I just want to mention over here.
by the way, you didn't ask me what my pleasure is that I'm pursuing right now.
Ah, sorry, I was assuming that it's sexual or romantic
It is
pleasure.
not actually. It is not. I wish it was, but it is not.
But yeah, okay. What is your current pleasure?
My current pleasure is driving actually,
Driving.
and the consequences I'm getting a lot of long Salik bills right now. I'm paying a lot for it.
Salik, just to
Unfortunately,
let you know, is like the toll in
in
UAE.
the UAE, we live in the UAE, and like the toll that we pay here is called Salik,
Yes.
and it's very expensive.
Yes. So
My God.
6 dirhams sometimes.
Per toll. My God,
So
it's a lot.
6 dirhams is like $1.5 or $2.
Divided by 3.4.
Point. Divide by three.
3.4.
Okay. Okay.
It might have increased now,
Yeah, exactly.
given the conflict right now. You never know.
Exactly.
It might have gone to 4 as well by
okay,
the
so-
time we upload this.
So let's say like, do you think that okay? So consequences are Salik for you of this pleasure. You can drive on the non-Salik roads.
Al Khail, Mohammed Zayed,
Okay.
E311. Yeah, sure, I can.
This is more of like a geographical or demographic.
If you live in the UAE, you know
You
what
would
we're talking
understand.
about.
If you don't, you can just skip this part. No worries. But okay. Anyhow, we have concluded our parts, and it was really a very great conversation with Mr. Patlu, who is metaphor of Plato. Amazing.
Thank you.
And I really enjoyed this conversation. I hope that you also enjoyed this conversation and you're still with us, still here, despite all the weird kind of conversations that we had and all kind of noises that you would be hearing from the back. I would try to reduce all that in editing, but even if we cannot, please bear with us and thanks a lot for bearing with us till here. If you really like this video, please hit the like button and please let us know about your opinions on these things in the comment section. Let us know about your opinion on the topic itself, that can we pursue pleasure without understanding its consequences. Do let us know about your opinion.
And try to be as open-minded as possible, and try to be as open as possible. It can be something from your own perspective as well, something from your own life as well.
Exactly.
Just comment your from your perspective.
Exactly, and if you think that our opinions were wrong or like we kind of posed ourselves as an, feel free to tell us that thing. No worries. As long
We
as
won't mind. We
as
won't
long
mind.
as we are getting engagement, or like we are engagement host.
Him.
Okay. So yeah, that's the thing. Okay, you can subscribe to the channel and you can hit the bell icon. And also, like, if you like this video and you like such kind of videos, you can check our channel. We have already posted many more videos like this. There are also shorts that you can find, like small parts of this video, and we are also on Instagram. So the same things are posted on Instagram. Some other things are also posted on Instagram. So you can follow us on Instagram also. I'll put the link of that in the description. That's all. That's all for today. It was a great conversation, Patlu bhai,
Thank you so
and
much.
I hope that you stay with us until next time. Thank you.
Thank you.